this reading relax your mind and awaken your heart. Gerhard and Jonas, his son and brother of the late husband of our protagonist, both evil individuals, were sprawled into 2 stuffed armchairs in Mother Gabriel's office, the office of the Covenant. No, not the Covenant, but the convent of nuns in which our protagonist had previously been serving. She was nowhere to be seen, nor were any of the nuns. Gerhard motioned me to a straight-backed wooden chair. I faced the 2 of them, a coffee table covered with a dainty lace tablecloth between us. I sat down. Gerhard began to speak, but I became distracted by my map of the camp, still in place on the cork notice board directly in front of me. A few red pushpins marked random spots. I turned to Gerhard, a squishy, bulky, ambiguous creature wallowing in mire. "Got this place for a song," he was saying, waving a tentacle. The Vatican is a tough negotiator, but they were not so keen to keep this place. They have many other opportunities, and I need it for my operations, although I did not reveal this to their attorneys, of course. To them, I was a philanthropist. But you, a tentacle was extended. You thought you could hide, disappear. A gassy wheeze issued from an opening in the creature, exposing a rosy, fleshy interior. There's some strong language that I'm just going to paraphrase instead. "You filthy old, stupid female dog. You dare to challenge me," to keep it PG-13. "Where is Mother Gabriel?" I found my voice. "She's packed off somewhere. Her so-called nuns are back to the crap holes they came from." I had led Gerhard to this place with my meddling, my self-important agency. I had single-handedly and carelessly destroyed the convent when she had blackmailed the industry before. "What do they know about being Christians?" Jonas smirked. I turned to take him in. He was tanned, coiffed, and clad in expensive leisure wear, as if back from a sailing argosy around the Greek Isles. How did he break out of the Kathmandu jail where people like him were put to death? Jonas grinned, exposing a row of perfectly capped white teeth. "Surprised to see me, huh?" "A roll of banknotes. That's it. Treated me like a king. Sent their children to keep me company." He leaned forward, tapped a finger on the coffee table. "We have the location of the old lady. We can put her out like this." He made a swishing sound and enacted a dousing of a flame. "Anytime," he added. "But what we want is your boyfriend. That coward is hiding out in some mountain. When we find him, we will nuke him and his mountain. He won't know what hit him before it's too late." While he was speaking, I acquired an elephant's head. My almond-shaped eyes, lined with long, thick, luxurious lashes, closed and opened in slow motion. I became gentle and wise. A servant in an ill-fitting blue and gold uniform, the clinic's colors, came in with a fine decorative porcelain platter piled high with petite fours that must have been flown in from Paris that very day. A pot of tea and translucent porcelain quarter plates, cups, and saucers were set down, and the servant poured milky tea into 3 cups. 2 men had helped themselves to the cakes, but I had to demur I would have enjoyed 6 plates of these delicacies and the whole pot of tea, but I was not quite used to my magnificent trunk, and was afraid that I might knock teapots, cups, saucers, cakes, and the 2 of them to the floor with the slightest movement. This so-called refugee camp full of losers, one of them was saying. They are disease, parasites draining the economy. I rose, floated out the door, down the steps, past the assassin chauffeur who fluttered his arms to get me to stop. I floated through the convent gates, crossed the street majestically, to the blasting of horns, and sauntered into the camp. Immediately my 3 nostrils became filled with a heavy stench that lay like a thick yellow fog, unnoticed by the bustling crowds dashing about. I flapped my large ears to keep cool. At an outdoor terrace cafe, taken up with babbling creatures, I ordered a chai. When raucous laughter issued from a table in the corner, I turned my long-lashed almond eyes toward it. A copy of my map of the camp was spread across it, like a tablecloth, and one stubby finger pointed to some feature which gave rise to more laughter. "No problem, Yar," I heard one of them say in their English. At this, my elephant head disappeared, and my mind, the planner, the thinker, the warrior, took over. They were Gerhard's men. He had recruited locals. He had an interest in the camp. But for what purpose? I recalled the red pushpins. What did they signify? The convent has closed its doors, I said to my Sanskrit teacher, Miss Nandi. I did not mention the role I had played in bringing this about, or how I had misjudged Gerhard entirely. Those pathetic videos had never been a threat. Jonas had not been punished. He had been rewarded. They had been toying with me, playing a cat and mouse game, and I had been an easy target. Gullible, inept, not in their league. I was a joke. That may be so, Miss Nandi said, but Sri Krishna Clinic is there. Why? I wondered. Gerhard never took a decision without the expectation of a healthy return. Why would he support the clinic and name it after a Hindu god? Padma and her inclination for good works must have convinced him that naming the clinic after Sri Krishna and not his son Rory was a much better public relations ploy. I let the matter drop. I was alone, unprotected, and forgotten. I could not bring Mother Gabriel and the nuns back. I could not warn Sid. I was powerless. There was nothing I could do. I was nothing. And so ends the chapter, but not quite our reading, as the story has many layers to it. Gerhard is secretly an incarnation of an asura, a demonic being, just like how our protagonist is secretly an incarnation of a divine being, though she has yet to realize it. Here is the layer of the story taking place at the demonic. The 2 demons stared after the American as she made her way past the chauffeur and across the road to the camp, blissfully unaware of the buses, cars, and miscellaneous vehicles that screeched to a halt. "She on something?" Jonas asked. "Seems spacey." "She's neutralized. I needed to see for myself. She's indulging in the pleasure of her own ego, feeling sorry for herself. She will not pose a problem for us. Her self-hatred is deep. We should kill her. This is our chance. Gerhard made a harsh sound. Killing her will cause too much disruption. We move forward. Get that plan built and operational. Me? Jonas gasped. You had that perfect opportunity on the mountain, and you failed. I could have taken him, but he had a gun. He used it. Luckily, he's a poor shot, Jonas said. You failed. You stay behind and finish this. And him? What can he do without her? The two demons, like military generals engaged in the pleasurable exercise of planning a campaign, went over the sequence of the terrors they were about to unleash. Alright, more rising action. We will pause our reading there for now, but thank you for listening. I look forward to see how this continues to unfold. Namaste.